He's going to show us how agility and creativity came together to build marketing moments as thoughtfully designed as a well-furnished living room. So let's give it up for Jeff.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Hi, my name is Jeff Johnson. I lead our CRM team here at Wayfair. The theme today, agility meets creativity. Like Ron mentioned, this is all about how have we been able to create a better creative experience in our emails, particularly in our personalized emails through Movable Ink, and how we've been able to do that in a surprisingly short amount of time. Before I start, I'm going to take a second to tell a quick story. Last week, I was doing some final preparation for this, and one of the things I was doing was running through this talk with Movable Ink's presentation coach. And I was looking for a little bit of feedback, but honestly, mostly just looking for a confidence boost going into today. This was just last week. And he was a really nice guy. I walked him through the presentation. At the end, he said, "Jeff, no comments on the content. The content's perfect." I was like, yes. And he said, "But no one is going to be listening unless you completely overhaul your introduction." So after I stopped crying, he asked me two simple questions. One, why do you want to be here? And two, what should people take away from this? Well, the first one, why do I want to be here? That part's easy. I'm here because I'm incredibly proud of the work my team has done in partnering with Movable Ink. Last year, I gave them a really hard challenge. The challenge was to make our emails look 10 times better. Not just make them look better, we also want to make them more helpful to customers to create a better customer experience. Not just that, we also wanted them to perform better. And we wanted to do this really, really quickly. That was obviously a really hard problem to solve, but they've stepped up big time. So major shout out to Haley, Issa, Julie, you guys have done incredible work. And really excited to show off how far we've come. We're not done yet, we still have a ways to go, but we've made some amazing progress. Now in terms of what should you take away from this, well, if we've learned one thing at Wayfair, it's that the most impactful thing you can do in your email program is personalize your emails. But you don't have to stop there. You can create a more elevated version of that personalized experience. And hopefully by seeing some of the things that have worked for us, it sparks some inspiration for you all to take back to your programs. Order of operations, I'll start with the Wayfair wish list. What were the specific problems we were trying to solve in partnering with Movable Ink? The second, setting up our tools. How were we able to move so quickly? The third, unboxing and building. This is the exciting part. This is where I'll walk through several of the improvements we've been able to make in our program. And then I'll end quickly with a sneak peek at what's next. The Wayfair wish list. We had 3 specific problems we were trying to solve when we reached out to Movable Ink. The first was to innovate with creative testing and learning. So testing is something that's in the DNA of the Wayfair CRM team. It's basically what we do all day. We come up with ideas, we test them, we look at the data, and we do it all over again. And so we wanted to partner with Movable Ink to accelerate the speed at which we could test. The second was unlocking more dynamic capabilities. I mentioned all of the emails were personalized, but how can we make that personalized experience more relevant and helpful for customers? And that all revolves around pulling in more attributes about the products. And then finally, drive value with real-time personalization. I've heard this in other talks, but pulling in information at the time of open was a huge unlock for us. I want to talk a little bit about Wayfair so you can understand the problems we had and where we were trying to go. The first thing to note, Wayfair, we have over 14 million different products. We pride ourselves on giving customers a vast selection. But as you can imagine, the problem now becomes how do you navigate 14 million products? And so we've invested a lot of time and energy into our personalization capabilities. And we believe the most helpful way we can be as an email program is to tell customers of these 14 million different products, which one is right for you. And so all of our emails are personalized, but it's far from perfect. We've had to sacrifice the way they look, the type of information we're pulling in about the products, and the accuracy of them. The last thing to note is we run on an in-house ESP, which is great. It provides a lot of flexibility, but anytime we want to use that flexibility for creative improvements, it requires coding and many months in order for us to build that and test it. And even then, there's no guarantee that it's going to win. Here is a before and after. Over on the left, this is a representation of how our emails used to look prior to Movable Ink, and then over on the right, an example of one of the ways in which we've been able to improve them. So you can see it's obviously a big visual improvement, but I'll call out a few things that are happening. One is we've gone from repetitive product layouts. So we more or less presented our products in the same way in all of our different emails to now several different ways of presenting those products, which I'll show you in a few slides. Pre-scripted static experiences, pulling in information at the time of building the email to real-time accuracy, so having the information accurate at the time of open. From limited data access and logic, you can see over on the left, we always showed the image of the products, obviously, the name, the customer rating, but that was more or less it. Now we have many different attributes from the products that we can pull in to help the customer make their decision. And then lastly, we can do this all with no coding. You won't see this image on the left again, but take a mental picture of it. This is what we were working with about a year ago, and everything after this, I mentioned we've been able to move quickly. All of the stuff we've rolled out, all of the things I'll show you have been rolled out just within the last 6 months. Before I get there, setting up our tools. By the way, I was told this GIF is very distracting, so I apologize. I'll try to make it quick. But when we started with Movable Ink, we were building, any idea we had, we were building from scratch. And to be honest, we were moving slower than we'd like. Movable Ink came to us with a different idea. Let's take some time, build a custom app where your team can pass us all the attributes about the products through one API that you might ever want to use. And any idea you have, you can show those attributes, you can hide them, you can change the way they look. This was a huge unlock for us. All of these examples here over on the right came from this one interface and allowed us to move really, really quickly. Unboxing and building, I'll walk through 4 specific improvements that we've been able to make through our campaigns. Merchandising magic. And all of these are A/B tested. I mentioned we like to A/B test everything. I'll walk through the hypothesis for each of these, and then I've also included the lifts that we saw. The hypothesis here, if you remember the old email, we were just showing the image and the customer rating. That's not nearly enough information for a customer to make an informed decision. So we wanted to really merchandise the products well and let them shine. So we've been able to pull in a lot more attributes about the products. 3 examples here. So the bed on the top, we include the different sizes that are available. For the duvet set over on the right, different colors. And then for this bed down at the bottom, we call out that it's low in stock to give a sense of urgency. And we have more examples like this. We tested this on our post-order campaign. So these, again, all personalized. So these would be products that are complementary to something the customer has just purchased. And we saw a 3% lift in cohort revenue. When we say cohort, it means total revenue spent by the customer over a period of time. So this was a really big win for us. A couple other things to call out, how we've used overlays. So we've overlaid our logo on top of the image. We've overlaid this product block on top of the bottom. We put some copy on it, included the customer's first name to make it clear that it's personalized. All of this was intentional to use the above the fold space of the email efficiently in order to maximize clicks. So this one was better merchandising. This second one, dollars versus discounts. I mentioned we were pulling in information at the time of building the email. One piece of information that we were pulling in was the price. And on Wayfair, the price of our products can change over time. They might be on sale one day, not on sale the next. The supplier may change the price of a product. And what we found was, including the price of a product, if we advertise the price of a product in an email and then a customer clicked on it and it was different when they landed on site, that was a really, really, really bad customer experience. So we decided to avoid that at all costs and just decided showing price in the emails was not worth it. Now with Movable Link, with the ability to pull in price at the time of open, we've been able to include price again, which is huge for us because one of our main value propositions at Wayfair is value. And so calling out the price is not only important to us, it's important to the customer. As you can imagine, that's probably the most important factor in making a purchase decision. So what we've done here in this example, the hypothesis was let's really call out the price of the products, specifically for products that are discounted. And we've done that through this big red sticker overlaid on top of the image with either the dollar off or the percentage off. We're able to test those two against each other through Optimizer. The dollar off for us ended up outperforming, so that's the one we've rolled out. And we tested this on our product abandon campaign with nearly a 2% lift in cohort revenue, so total customer spend over a period of time. This was our first real big win, and we rolled it out 6 months ago. So we've been moving at really quick speed. One other thing that I find really interesting, if you guys geek out on email metrics like I do, we actually saw clicks decline by putting the price in the email because we were getting a lot of clicks from customers who just wanted to see the price, and then they were immediately bouncing afterwards. So by putting the price in the email, we lost those clicks, but everyone who came to site was much higher intent. It already fit within their budget, and so we saw a conversion rate spike. So net, it was a big win. So this was dollars versus discounts, really emphasizing the price. This third one, better badging, this is my personal favorite. It's similar to the first idea in that we wanted to present more information about the products to customers in addition to the image. The difference is this one, basically if you could tell the customer one thing about the product in addition to how it looks, what would that one thing be? And we displayed it in the form of a badge. So every product in this example has a badge. We tested this on our cart abandon campaign and have since rolled it out. But we settled on 4 different badges for our products. One is low in stock. We have fast shipping down at the bottom. We have high customer reviews in the middle, and then Wayfair Verified at the top. Wayfair Verified is our new quality assurance program. And really strong lifts here, 60% lift in orders, 133% lift in revenue. This is last click revenue, so slightly different from the others, but still a really, really strong improvement on our campaign. This final one, this is more of a theme, but adding motion, something we couldn't do before. I included 2 examples here. The one on the top, this was a new campaign that we created. We wanted to try to re-engage customers who had purchased with us in the past but have since lapsed. So what we've done here is for every customer, pull 3 products that are complementary to their purchase and filter through it in a slideshow. We've also added some copy on top of it to make it a little more engaging and give some more context. We've included the customer's first name in the CTA button to make it clear that it's personalized. And we've since rolled this out. 3% lift in clicks for lapsed customers, 12% lift in order, 23% lift in revenue. So that was a really big win for us. The one at the bottom I included just right before I submitted these slides. We just rolled this out last month. This is a pretty subtle change, but we often show customers' first name in the product recommendation blocks to make it clear that we're personalizing the email for them. All we've done is move it from a static format to a pretend someone is typing in their name, and saw really strong results just by grabbing the customer's attention and making it clear that this is personalized specifically for them. All right, final takeaways. I've included 4 here. First, collaboration is key. The collaboration with Movable Inc. has been really, really incredible. As I mentioned, they came to us with the idea to create the single custom app that we can do all of these great ideas from, which really ramped up our speed. They've also helped us with brainstorming new ideas, figuring out how to execute them. So the collaboration has been really strong. Test, learn, and scale, the importance of testing and learning. Like I mentioned, we test everything. These were the ones that won. Some things did not win, which I did not include, but customers don't always react the way you expect them to, and so it's important to test, gather data, and iterate from there. And a couple of these were not wins on the first try. We had to take a couple attempts at them in order to find the right treatment. So it is important to test and learn. It's more than just the product image. That's the third. So all of these examples that I showed you, we've just added more information on top of the product image. And for things like buying something for your home, things like price, different sizes, colors, how many are left in stock, things like that are all really important to making your decision. And so we tried to give the customers more information from their inbox. And then finally, real-time data drives customer satisfaction. This is all around the price, right? Pulling in price at the time of build. If there's a chance that the price you're putting in your email might not be accurate at the time, it could blow up in your face. So making sure that that price is accurate when the customer is engaging with the email is extremely critical. I'll wrap it all up. These are more just topics or things we're brainstorming now in terms of what's next. 3 particular ideas we're working on now. One is leveraging social proof. So in any of the product recommendations, you can imagine calling out how many different customers are viewing the product or have the product in their cart. The second, incorporating search bars, CTAs. This one might be a little hard to describe, but remember the example of typing in the customer's first name. This would be if you took the class that they're most in market for, so say sofas, and we have an imaginary search bar in the email. You can imagine someone typing it in just to drive more attention and get more searches on site. And then lastly, leaning into price. Being able to put price in the email was one of the biggest unlocks for us, and trying to figure out more ways to lean into that and emphasize it. One idea here we have is if we can dynamically pull in all of the prices of the products in the email and call that out in the header, so like everything in this email is under $500, that would be something we're looking to test. That's all I have prepared. If I could leave you with one thing, it's that personalizing is the most important thing, but you don't have to stop just at baseline personalization. You can create a more elevated version of a personalized experience to make the emails more helpful for customers and ultimately drive better performance. Hopefully seeing some of these ideas have sparked some inspiration for you guys to bring back to your programs. If you want to talk about them, I'll be at the conference for the next 2 days. Looking forward to connecting. But thank you for listening.